Okay, how does this? This is a little better. I covered up the wall plug there with a canvas painting. It's not finished, but I adjusted the lights a little bit. I turned off the main light, and then I have these 4 can lights that are just from Home Depot. They just plug into an outlet, and I've got white LED bulbs in them, which I like in this room. And then I have the desk lamp, which actually has a warm fluorescent bulb in it, mainly just bouncing off the wall. I mean, you can see here it kind of blows out a little bit because my color settings, that bouncing off the wall here gives me some nice light on my desk and lights up my face here just a little bit, bouncing off there. So it's nice. And I do have a light behind me up here in the corner of the room. And that's nice because you can see a little bit of that light right here in the back of my head. And it actually lights up this area better. In OBS here, I wanted to show you my mic audio. Actually, first let me show you this. This is my sound card right here. That's it. That's my sound card. It's a USB external sound card. And this one in particular, there's different models of this one. This is the U-Green USB sound card. This one is the TRRS, meaning it's an input for like a mobile phone mic and headphones. So you can use iPhone headphones that have a built-in mic. It has like the 3 bands on it, but it will work with like Apple iPods, earpods, whatever they're called. I got that because the audio from that is so much cleaner. If I plug this mic directly into my computer, which most jacks now have the combo jack, like a MacBook Pro or iMac or even a Surface, they all have the combo jack, which is the mic and headphones, audio left and right. But they're very noisy. So the input's very low and the noise floor is very high. So there's a lot of noise that you don't want to get clean audio. And I think that's just part of having a built-in sound card. They're kind of stock products anyways, but it's also the internal components all sort of mixed together. I've never gotten good audio except with a Chromebook, believe it or not. The HP Chromebook has a really nice sound card in it, and I can record with this mic directly into it without any other sound card or even plugins, and it sounds really good. I only boost the audio when I record with that afterwards. But this, let me show you. So that's what I've got going on here. I've got this little earpiece microphone headphone thing. So it's just fits on one side. I put it on this side because I'm actually deaf in this ear. The mic is going into the U-Green USB sound card into the computer, and that's what I have selected as my input or microphone in OBS. So here in OBS, I have my default audio device selected, which is the U-Green sound card, which I've set up in my audio preferences just in Windows. And if I right click and go to filters, VST plugins work in OBS Studio, and I'm using the 64-bit version, so only 64-bit VSTs will work. And I really only have one VST plugin. The rest of them the rest of these filters are the stock filters that are built in or come with OBS Studio. So I've got the basic noise suppression on here with a minus 10 dB suppression level. I have the there's two. I have the de-esser, which is Lisp. This is the 64-bit version of Lisp, which is from Sleepytime DSP. I think really good plugins, and you can see, especially when I say sibilant words, how much this is pulling off. I have it jacked up all the way on the reduction level because having this mic so close to my face gives me really clear and kind of that robust sound quality that I want. But it also picks up all of the movements of my mouth, and I have a little bit of a sibilant voice anyway when I say S's and T's. Those are kind of harsh just in general. So I kind of have to overcompensate for that, but then also for the microphone placement. So I'm using this de-esser called Lisp, and I'm making it very aggressive. I can actually and stuff. So what that was just doing is it was suppressing. It was allowing you to listen to what is actually being taken out, and that's why you're just hearing all the S's and T's and sibilant sounds. So that's what that listen button does. So I have that going on right after the noise suppression. Then I have the built-in compressor in OBS. You can see my settings here. I have a pretty decent amount of compression going on and makeup gain. And lastly in the chain is a limiter, and I also used a VST for this, and this is the Dead Duck limiter. Very, very, very simple, lightweight limiter. They have a 32 and 64-bit version, so I'm using the 64-bit version for OBS Studio. And you can see my settings here. This basically just keeps everything from clipping, so I'll never get distorted audio. If it ever pushes over 0 dB, which would normally clip and create digital distortion, it pushes it back down. And I have my threshold all the way up, and you can see my settings here. And then I'm just adding a little bit of input gain. So I'm really just pushing it all the way up to 0, and anything that it would ever go over 0, it gets squashed back down. So that's how I'm getting this sort of very constantly clear audio with this microphone. Pretty much any headset microphone will do. This is just one that I found. I think I got the first one at Staples. I tried it out. They're pretty fragile. They're really lightweight, and they're made out of plastic. But through this setup, and really the main thing in getting this kind of audio is the sound card, the external sound card. Very, very simple. I think this is only $15 for this sound card. I have really nice high-end expensive sound cards for recording music, and those would work as well. You could use like a dynamic or a condenser microphone with those, and I have got all kinds of audio gear. But part of what I wanted to do is really simplify the setup and get consistent audio. So a microphone like this, when I plug it into the Chromebook and record with my Chromebook, I get about the same kind of audio. It sounds very similar. All I have to do is boost the gain a little bit. And especially for live streaming, whether I'm on this rig or my other computer or on the Surface, as long as I use this external sound card, which is very easy to plug and plug back in, I don't need to install any software for it. Works great right out of the box with PC or Mac. And it's clean audio going into the computer, so I don't get the noise of all the internal components using the internal sound card. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you sort of behind the scenes at how I've got my audio set up. The Ugreen sound card is what I use. There are other and very nice Seba, and I think there's a few others. If you have a mic and headphones that you want to be separate, you can do that as well. For me, this was about portability, consistency, so I use the same setup with wherever I am. And if I upgrade my computer, I can still get the kind of audio that I've now, kind of through process of elimination, come up with a good solution. Again, for my voice, for my environment, and for my preference on how I want this to set up. And ease of use. I just want to be able to plug in, hit record, go. So that's what I do for live streaming for my audio.